see that? I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. This is Pastor Paz with the Lost Bull Live Network. I call it all kinds of different things, but if you're not following me, you can follow me at Lost Bull or lostbull.blogspot.com. It's Saturday. Welcome to another wonderful weekend. Today we're going to talk a little bit about humanist. I know I talk about this subject, and I'm just going to keep talking this over and over again until it gets through to people and they start consciously thinking about, hey, what am I doing to my world? And what is a humanist? You know, by definition, a humanist is one who believes in humanity. But I found a better tag for this. While I was typing in my tags for the show, there was a tag, humanism. Well, that's a fantastic tag. What is humanism to me? Well, humanism. Humanism means that the focus is on the human being, right? I'm a human being, you're a human being. Unless you're some kind of animal listening to this show, then you've really evolved, and I'm a little bit nervous. Maybe you're an alien and you're listening to this show. That would be even better. But humanism is the pursuit of the continuation, I guess, of the human being, of the species. That's what I would say. It is the continuation of the species. What do we do to make our lives as humans better now and make it so that the human existence can keep going? Well, let's talk about it. What are we doing? What can we do? What should we be doing? You know, the first thing we should do is we should be thinking about ourselves. How do we survive? Sorry, I'm drinking my coffee. I love coffee. Man. And that's one of my downfalls, and probably one of the downfalls of our society. Why do I like coffee? Because it tastes so damn good. But anyway, back to my subject. We are humans. We need to exist. And we need to continue to exist. The problem is that we exist, we take more than we need. A humanism, or a belief in the human, if you really believe in the human, your first priority is to survive. Your next priority is to make sure that your family survives, your neighbors survive, your society survives. We hate being lonely. So if you're the only one on the planet, it's a big planet, right? But when you have 7 billion people, it gets a little bit crowded. And I'm going to keep harping on this resource management thing. For our society to survive, we have needs, right? And what we need to do is keep our environment going. And we're not doing a very good job of that. We need to change the way we do things, right? By using less resources, by managing resources better, by extending resources and allowing renewable resources to have sufficient time to replenish. What I'm talking about, and I'm just going to talk about, the roads, our area, what we have taken and how that's affecting us. We'll just start with the environment that we live in, right? So most people don't realize, and those that have a denial that the humans affect the environment. We see it as a big old planet, and people don't believe that we affect the environment. And it's not about the climate change, but that is part of it, because we do affect that, but we don't understand how. A lot of people deny it. But there's no denying that we affect the environment. And it's simple to do. All you have to do is where you're sitting or standing or whatever you're doing right now, floating. The house that you're in, the building you're in, all you have to do is think about how do humans affect? We don't affect. That's what you're thinking, or I've heard humans don't affect the planet, and that this is a natural cycle, and that the climate change isn't real. I'm a climate denier. That's the reason that people are like that, is because they don't want to be responsible. They don't want to feel responsible, because if you're responsible for something, then you got to change something, right? Or you might have to take action due to because you're responsible for it, right? So in this case, if you're sitting in your house, you're going to have to look at it and go, hey man, what was here before I was here? You know, a human takes up what? Maybe less than 3 square feet, maybe even less, 2 feet, if you're standing straight up, of space. That's it, right? But we create spaces that are 1,500, 2,000, 6,000 square feet, and we call it a house. And for our 2 square feet that we stand in, we are using thousands of more percentage space to live in. So we have affected the environment. Before you were there, those 2 square feet that you're standing in, or a square meter, if that's what your thing is, there was something there before you. Now put yourself out of your house and imagine yourself in the woods, surrounded by plants, animals, woods, everything, trees, right? You stand right there. Now, in that case, what are you taking up? 2 square feet. What's the rest of it? Well, that's nature, right? That's nature. So those square feet don't mean that you're insignificant, right? You don't dominate your environment, and you're not changing it. Something else is changing, because it's changing all around you, and it's not just one thing. It's a tree, it's plants, it's all kinds of things. But when you're in a house, that means that environment had to be wiped away so that you could have that 1,000 of square feet to live in, and for your 2 square feet. So you're using a whole lot of space to live in, and I am, just for our 2 square feet. It's amazing. And most of what we use is wasted, right? You can't, you're only using 2 square feet at a time. Anytime you walk to one section to another, you're only in that 2 square feet. So your house is way too big, right? You think, well, my house is not that big. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Okay, it doesn't. Let's say your house is you live in an apartment, right? Or let's say you just live in a small house. Maybe you're in one of those little bitty houses, right? Those little trailer things that they build now. Well, you're still taking up space. More than you really need, right? More than or you've still taken something from nature. You've still taken an excessive amount of room for your being. Now, take that and multiply it by millions of square feet. Because of the buildings that we don't always use, but we do on occasion. Let's say a store, a business, a road, an amusement park, a park itself, someplace that people enjoy. All of that was natural until we removed it and put the human existence in there. And you say, well, we planted some trees back. There's like 3 trees where there used to be hundreds of trees that were part of the natural machine that helped humans to survive. See, humans don't contribute to nature. We take away from nature for ourselves. So we are changing the environment quickly. We've changed it for hundreds of years now by taking more than we need and then taking more to get what we want, which in this case could be strip mining for power, strip mining for gold to wear. Not even a necessity. It's just something we want to wear because it's pretty. But we will go to the ends of the earth and we will destroy as much as we have to get a very little bit so that we're pretty. Or we need something for our computers, our electronics, our telephones. So from, now on, kind of stand in your 2 square feet and kind of swivel around, kind of spin around there and look around you and say, how much am I really taking up? And how much can I take out? And how much stuff do I have in that space? And that if I was in my 2 feet, how much stuff could I hold and how much would I need? Right? You can only eat one thing, yet we have a whole refrigerator full of crap. A pantry full of stuff. Cabinets full of food that we may not eat for a very long time. And some of it will sit there forever and some of it will spoil and we just throw it away. Whereas if we only had what we needed in our 2 square feet and only used the small area around that, well, that would change. And you said, well, I'm not going to do that. We're past that point. I'm not going to be discomforted. But you don't have to. The key here is to only need and only use the resources that you really want. And that maybe I don't need so much room. Maybe I can return it back to nature. I want you to think about that today. I want you to walk around. I want you to stop, spin, see where you're at, see what's there, see what you would need, and I want you to really focus on how much have we really taken. Stand out in the street and look around the neighborhood. Look at the buildings, your house, sheds. If you live in the city, look at the buildings there, the stores, the manholes, all of those things we put there. Just absorb that and think, wow, we do change the earth. We do change the environment. And that's why we are changing the climate, whether we believe it or not. So, hey, have a great Saturday. This is Pastor Paz for the Lost Bull Network. And, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm watching the wrong thing. Bye now.